character sermon at our church, and it was specifically about integrity that day, and I was listening and taking notes, and in my heart I was praying and saying, yeah, is this me, God? Do I have trouble with this? And I kept thinking, nope, I'm doing pretty good. And then I said, as the last prayer was happening, I said, God, if there's any area in my life that I'm not living in integrity, would you please reveal it to me? I didn't get any rousing answer or anything, but we're leaving the church. We said goodbye to our friends and gathered our children. And we got into the van. I drive because, remember, when I grew up, I wanted to drive a semi-truck. I love driving. I love driving. I particularly love driving on freeways. We used to live in Toronto. We've lived in New York. We've lived in Southern California. And they don't drive 100 kilometers an hour. They drive much faster. And so I like to drive fast. Really fast. And I really like big vehicles, which is why I drive a really big van. And I like to go fast. So that's why I drive and not my husband. Because I keep saying, 100, honey, let's go 100. Let's go 100. He doesn't like that very much. So I like to go speed limit, at least. So we get into the van, and we're driving away from Steinbeck. Now, as you know, there's first the 80 section, then there comes the 100 section, then there's that horrible Mitchell section, then you have to go back to 80, and then you can finally get back to 100 again. Well, I'm driving along and doing what I always did. I got up to 100, 105, 109, and was about to set my cruise, because you know they can't catch you until you get to 110, right? You're not going to get a ticket until you reach 110, so you set your cruise at 109, right? So you get to 109, I'm about to hit cruise, and I hear this voice in my spirit that says, Carla, are you a woman of integrity? Oh. No, Lord, you're not going to ask me to give up speeding, are you? Not really. Because this is really just a guideline, isn't it? And he reminds me of the verse in Scripture that says that we need to be subject and submissive to the authority, including our government, regardless of how retarded it may or may not be. And so, I was like, seriously? But nobody else drives 100. Do you want to be a woman of integrity? So I slowed right down to 100, exactly 100, not 99, it was exactly 100. And I pressed my cruise, and I was driving along, feeling like I was walking. It's horrible. And I was driving, and so I hear the kids in the back, why are you going so slow, Mom? I'm trying to be a woman of integrity. And I drive along, and it's painful. And I made the mistake of telling my children I was going to be a woman of integrity when it came to speeding, because they can all see the speed limit from behind me. And so I made the commitment, I'm going to be a woman of integrity. And I did very, very well. Thank goodness we had the cruise control. Until a few months later, we got up late, I slept in, everything got out of hand. We had to be at the dentist office by 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what I was thinking when I booked an appointment in Winnipeg for 8 o'clock in the morning, but I did. And I had to have all my children there by 8 o'clock. It takes us about 40 minutes to get there, and it was 20 to 8. So you know we're not going to make it. So we get into the van, and I'm speeding up, past 100. And this voice inside me says, are you a woman of integrity? And behind me there's more voices, but I just ignored those. And I said to the Lord, oh my God, all the receptionists there and the dentist, they know I'm a Christian. How would you look if I showed up late? And he said, I'll take care of my reputation, thank you very much. Are you going to take care of yours? Oh. My reputation before God is the one that's supposed to matter the most. I slowed right down to 100, and I went 100 all the way, and that was painful for me. It was painful. I mean, maybe you don't like to speed, but I still struggle. We have a different van now. It does not have cruise control. I pray a lot while I drive, because it's very easy to go 130 without noticing it, for me anyway. So I really have to work at 100. But that's an area that God showed me. I'm not living as a woman of integrity. Does it matter what the people around me do? No, that's between them and God. But it matters because God pointed this out to me. I need to be a woman of integrity. I have a little fish on the back of my van. It's not nice when I pass someone else 130 and they see that little fish. But I would like to ask that now that I'm moving to Steinbach, if you see me whipping past on the 52, can you pray for me? I might need a little adjustment in the spiritual world. Integrity. We live for eternity because someday God is going to look at us and we want to hear, well done, my good and faithful servant. Don't we want to hear that? We want to live for that high standard because there's a reward coming. There's a reward coming, and so I'll drive on.